Welcome, race fans. Tonight, Champion Motorsports takes to the big old track here of Spa, and I've got Doug Beard in the booth with me. Hi, my name is Rudy Cummings, and we'll be covering here a little bit here, trying to help out GSRC. And boy, what a huge field here tonight, Doug.
Yeah, hey Rudy, thanks for having me, and thanks to MaxSpeedTV for taking this on and being the man. Yeah, we got a lot of guys here ready to take on Spa. The cool thing is they're split up into three groups. We got the pro group, and you'll spot them because they're numbered in the 100s. Then we got the AM group numbered in the 200s, and the gents numbered in the 300s. The big thing is everyone's one big party and having a good time.
Well, I'm looking for a good race here because this is something that I always like to watch, Doug. These road course races, I've kind of really gotten to be a road course fan as of late here. I used to just be an oval guy, and boy, it kind of like that, it takes that boredom out of it, it kind of really throws a challenge in there. And I'm not good at it, but I really like it.
Yeah, it's a different monster going left and right. The cool thing is I'm actually from upstate New York. That's where I was born. My family is from the Watkins Glen area. So one of my first memories of racing is hearing F1 cars reverb through the valley. And as far as sim racing goes, I think like a lot of people here, grew up on the Pappy Sims, the NASCAR 2003 and that whole sequence. So I did a lot of oval racing there, but I really miss my road racing stuff, and man, iRacing does it well. That's definitely for sure. And we got the GT3 cars, which are a blast because you can kind of do some nice, tight, close racing, but still pretty quick. That's for sure.
Well, I don't really, this is my first time with these guys, and did you happen to find the points to kind of run over them? Maybe the top 10 for us?
I haven't been able to track down the points on the forum, but I can tell you that Umberto Roca is he's oblivious to the rest of the field. You can't spell oblivious without Bolivia, and the hard charging Bolivian is just he's just way out in front. He's just too quick.
We did have one other driver joined, and I did not have a number for him. I didn't catch who it was, but sorry. I'll make sure.
Maybe Victor Tanaka, possibly.
Just joined late there. For it to come up. We got about 3 minutes of qualifying left here, folks. The third session of qualifying. As Doug was saying there, yeah, Tanaka. What's his number?
177.
Okay. And I will make up that number here when we get done, so I have it for next time.
You can see these guys here. They're in lockstep. They're just hoping to get a little bit of a draft from each other coming up here into La Source, and we'll see what kind of times they put down. A little bit of a flash there. I think that's toe pitch.
And I'm going to apologize ahead of time if I mispronounce some names. I apologize for that, but I will do my best. Doug's going to try to be here and give me a correction, and hopefully by the end of the race I'll have all these names down. Usually takes me a race or two, Doug, and I've got the names down. It's just coming from the generic names that we always call to these here that are a little foreign to me. I just don't want to mispronounce them, and kind of makes a guy feel like, well, you don't know my name. Well, no, I don't. I'll be the first to admit I don't.
Yeah, we don't have Walker and Texas Ranger racing, but
there you go. Well, you guys have had to learn these names too, so.
Yep, and I've been called part of the Brazilian contingent, so it's and my name has been mispronounced, and I think it's pretty much as American as it gets. Facial hair, but
Yep.
It happens. It happens.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is one of my favorite road course tracks right here. This is besides Watkins Glen. Watkins Glen, I think it's a fan favorite. But this one here, as far as a huge road course, this is my favorite. Oh, I love this track.
Yeah, such an iconic course. Of course, the Source Hairpin and down into Eau Rouge. Boy, when you get that right, it just feels so good because you get that launch all the way down the Kemmel straight into Malmedy, and it's. I remember, boy, going on board with F1 shots back in the day, and actually, I remember Michael Schumacher having his steering knocked out of whack, and he was driving through the Eau Rouge sequence with his steering wheel off filter, and I just thought, how do you have the nerves to pull that up? And I get sweaty just chasing pixels here, but it is a great course.
Yep. All right, just a few seconds to go here, folks, and we'll be giving you the rundown here of the grid. And thank you for joining us here on MaxSpeedTV tonight. We appreciate it. Covering 4GSRC, probably the best broadcast outfit out there, no doubt.
That's a nice pat on the back. That's awesome. Thanks, man. We got such a long lap here, even though quali is going to end here in about 5 seconds. If anybody's crossing the line now, they're going to have about another 220 left. So, not over yet. Right. Although Umberto's trying to make it so. He's checked out. He's got 4/10 over Darling. He's looking good.
Well, and we kind of figured he was going to be at the top of the leaderboard anyhow qualifying.
Yeah, he paced practice, and he's been quick throughout, so there's no real surprise.
And I mean, not just by a few hundredths or a few thousandths of a second, but by 3/10, almost 4/10 of a second. So that's a lot.
Yeah, and then you got another 4, almost 5/10 back to Bilal in third there, so you can see the job that Roca and Darling have done. And then really impressive there, we got the Beamer Castro, who just got bumped, but he was sitting 5th, and he was looking good. He's sitting 5th now. So we always have a good time kind of knocking him on balance and power issues because he loves to have the knockdown, drag out arguments about it, but no complaints from him anymore. He's looking really good, man.
Well, I hope all the guys here actually subscribe to MaxSpeedTV. That would be really cool. You can check out our website at MaxSpeedTV.com, and also check us out on Facebook. Follow us along there on Facebook.com/MaxSpeedTV. Sorry about that. But please hit that subscribe button if you like the video. Click that old thumbs up and give us a like.
Done it many times, Rudy.
I know, I'm sure you have, buddy.
Yeah, looking back here, I want to give a quick shout out before we get into finishing this up. I believe it was Simon Goodman who was chasing down Peter Hebron for the gentleman's pole, and Hebron nipped him out. Took it by 1/10, less than 1/10. It was really close back there. And then checking out the AM status, it looks like we got Tim Collier with a 2:18.3 heading up the amateur division. So lots of quick guys all the way through the field in every class.
The Dino Topic in chat.
Oh yeah, we know Slider.
Giving us a shout out, so we'll give him a shout out. Hey Dino, good luck tonight in the race. All right, that's gonna do qualifying. Let's run down through the qualifying order. We can find out where everybody at. Umberto Roca, did I say that right?
Got it.
First. Paul Darling in second. Eduardo Beninka, yeah, there we go, in third. I know you said that Leandro Schmidt starting fourth.
Leandro.
Alex Beleo.
Yeah.
Palau. Dexter Castro starting sixth. Matt Quinn seventh. Miguel Acrudo in eighth place. Dino Topic in ninth. Jason Lundy in 10th. Doug?
Then my man DB, Duljan Boldrin in 11th, followed up by the pole sitter and amateur Tim Collier. Jared Lawson in the 126, Tom Rathje, Drew Lidke in 15th spot. Ryan Bird bringing up 16th. On the inside of 8 is Curtis Paulshawn, and in the 102, James Stacy, 18th place. 19th place is Miguel Antonio Crudo, the elder statesman of the El Crudos, and in 20th is Robert Tarbox Jr.
All right, Peter Hebron starting 21st, Simon Goodwin 22nd, Kurt Poulter in 23rd, Paul Hamilton starting 24th, Chris Hudson starting 25th, David Slee in 26th, Jay Dargert in 27th, Kleber Gomez starting 28th, Fred McIntosh starting 29th, Victor Tanaka in 30th. Doug?
Yeah, and then a couple guys unable to get in qualifying for various reasons. A couple penalties handed out. Jimmy Hume for a protest and Arthur Ramon for a protest. Victor Tanaka in the 177 is going to be forced to start from the pits for having an orange zone contact last race. And Michael Calabi, whom I don't see, had a no qualify for unsafe track reentry last time out. But a couple of these guys were throwing some laps down and just couldn't get a clean one in, unfortunately. I know I saw Jay out there trying to get a couple in. And of course, you get the 1X in the quality, and it's going to toss your time out.
Okay, well, we're about to get started here. We are ready. Trying to get up here on the pole sitter. Who was the pole sitter? I forget now.
Humberto Roca in the 111 car.
That's it.
Good looking car.
Yep. And we are under green almost here. They're just about ready here. Pace car is in.
Yeah, they're going to come through the hairpin at La Source. They're going to stay tight all the way through La Source, per Jason Lundy in the pre-race meeting. And they won't take the green until they're headed down full blast into Eau Rouge.
I'm excited for this. This is going to be exciting. And there they go. They're off and running. Green, green, green.
Everybody being super careful. We got an orange zone policy in place all the way through turn 7, which hands out stiffer penalties for any contact here in the early part of the race all the way through turn 7. So everyone's making sure that we get this thing started cleanly.
Yes, huge field here tonight. I believe about 34, 35 drivers. I think I took the grid. If I can get a count on here. 31 drivers.
Yeah, full fields here all the time, and they're really great community. Look at this, side by side. Drew Malmedy, getting it sorted out. Good job. Good job, drivers.
And Tom Rathje, they're in 13th position at the moment here. That was a little bit of side by side there with Miguel, and they sorted, like you said, they sorted that out, and he's pulling away now. Boy, what a traffic jam up ahead of him. Drew Lidke here in 11th. Tim Collier 12th. They are getting them single file back here. It's early to be racing right now because they've got an hour and 38 minutes of racing to go. So. Now, what's the pit window here? Do you know what the pit window is, Doug?
I haven't had any practice coming into this one. but I'm guessing this is gonna be a two-stopper for sure. Usually 100-minute races gonna be a two-stopper, so we'll look for someone to. As soon as we see someone duck in, we'll assume that then they'll be good to go on one more stop from there on out. So we'll kind of keep an eye on who ducks into the pit first.
Oh, darling! Now it looks like he had a little bit of a slow turn right there, but he kind of checked up the field a little bit. Or Eduardo kind of checked up. Leandro, did I say that right? Leandro.
Yeah, Leandro Schmidt.
Staying right in the draft, quite a ways back to Dexter Castro. He's 5th place, but a little bit of distance between him and 4th place. A long race to go for these guys. Jarrett Lawson side by side here with Miguel. Miguel's going to capitalize on that and take over 11th position. Passing going on now.
Yeah, we just got the tires in.
We got a checkup here. Look here. That Paul Hamilton. No, take it back. That was Hudson. Chris Hudson checked up there coming off the turn. He did lose a lot of position.
Yeah, and just ahead of that, Drew Lidkey and Jason Lundy just went side by side all the way through that whole sequence, and man, great respect shown by both drivers.
Absolutely. Well, that's what makes a great league, Doug. If you've got the respect out there, the bottom line is, and I always say this, the bottom line is you got to remember this is a sim. This isn't real life. If you damage your car, it's not like it's going to cost you a couple $100,000 to fix it back up again. It's just a sim, and you get it fixed, and you go back out and you beat them next week.
Yep. And the cool thing about the CMS guys is they run all kinds of sims. It's not just about iRacing. They run Rally and R Factor, and I mean, if you got it, bring it, and they'll race it.
El Crudo back here with a lot of damage on the front of his car. I was looking at this. I'm not sure how he got that. Looks like it may have been from maybe tapping somebody in the rear or something. But I see a lot of damage on his car. One quick fix here is all they have, folks. Well, that car's still pretty fast, though, even though he's got that little bit of nose damage on it. It's still pretty fast. Jay Friels, 25th. Starting to see some of the guys in the back here getting a little racy right now, Doug. Got one on pit road there. Looks like Leandro Schmidt on pit road. He's got some damage or something. Let me see if I can figure out what happened here. Yes, he does. He has some pretty heavy wing damage on the back.
Yeah, he got that thing swung around coming through the right-hand part of Eau Rouge and just had that loop around on him. And one of those awful slow spins. Well, full speed. But just nothing you can do about it.
Back up front here, Humberto, look at that. Humberto with a 2.9 second lead over Paul Darling. This guy's really picking them up, putting them down out here right now, Doug. They're pulling away from the rest of the field by not just a little, but by a lot. Dino Topic back here 4th place is now 6.3 seconds behind the leader. Yeah, guys, Victor Tanaka is well off the pace back here. He is already over a minute behind the field, so I'm not sure if he's having handling issues with that car or what's going on.
Well, we talked about the orange zone contact and how you get the stiffer penalties, and Tanaka was unfortunate. He had a little bit of orange zone contact last time at Zolder, so he had to start from the pits. So he's going to be playing catch-up all race.
Yep, pretty much. No cautions here, local cautions only, folks. That is road course racing. And Humberto has led all the laps so far, all 3 of them. And it doesn't appear like he's one to make a mistake. He just seems to be so smooth.
Yeah, he's absolutely, he knows his line, he knows his points, his breaking points, and he doesn't put a foot wrong.
Oh, Darling, he's trying to stay with him. Dropped another 1/10 or 2, but not that much. He's really hanging on to him pretty close.
Yeah, he's not quite able to. Beninka right behind him, Eduardo Beninka, can't quite pick up a draft enough to get up to challenge him, but he's definitely distracting Darling. Darling's going to be checking his mirrors for sure.
Riding along here with Beninka. He's 3rd place. This is 3rd place car right here, folks. This is pretty good racing. Go back to trying to find a really good battle right now. I'm not really seeing anything that is really, really close to one another. So it's pretty spread out right now. Rick Smith back here trying to hang on to Ryan Bird. See him getting a little loose off of the turns, but really not that bad. And one of the newest GT3 car.
Yeah, back around, I think 16th overall, Peter Avron is able to keep it just ahead of Goodwin by about a second. So those guys, they were qualified close, and they've been in lockstep here. So that's going to be a battle to keep an eye on in the gentlemen's class. Those guys are going to be, I'm guessing, nose to tail for quite some time.
Yeah, that's pretty much about the way this whole middle pack of the field is right now. They're all within like a second of each other, spread out around the track, doing really well. Good racing. Good one. Got close company here with Kurt Poulter. Poulter right on his tail. Seems to be about where the best racing is. It's right about mid-pack though.
Yeah, you got chunks of cars here and there. Looking at 9th place overall, you'll find the amateur leader, Tim Collier, in 9th place. Right behind him, he's got 126 of Jarrett Lawson. Right behind him is the 244 Miguel Antonio Crudo. And that's the guy, Tim Collier doesn't want Lawson to get around him because he doesn't want to be challenging Al Crudo for position, because they'll be battling for the AM championship.
Chris Hudson had a moment here, spun out. Looks like there was contact, and he got spun out, but he's okay. I don't believe there was any damage there, but contact made. And he's going to lose a lot of positions on that track. We're back to 20. That's a bad thing about a big track like this and a huge field. It's so hard to keep track of everything that's going on. But we'll do our best.
Yeah, and as you say that, I'm looking at Drew Lidke, who just had a little soft spin off track, and he's got to wait for that whole train of cars to go by and come back on carefully. And that's too bad, because he was sitting in 8th and running well.
And now he's back in 17th. But the good thing is no damage on it. He's following Miguel right there. Now Miguel Crudo, Drew Lidke spun again there, coming out of the S's. I don't know what you call that. I don't know the names of these turns. Yeah, he spun again right there, so he could be having some traction issues right now. Hopefully he can adjust that and make that better.
Yeah, just
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say he just stepped on the power a little too early, getting out of the chicane, and just about looped himself again.
Yeah, we've done that a lot. You know, all of us have. If you don't know where that throttle point is, or if you lose track of it, you miss your throttle point. That's what happens to you. We're on Jason Lundy here, running in 7th place, 11 seconds back. He's having a good run here. This is a really impressive run.
Yeah, Lundy, he can be quick, and he can have those days where you can tell he's just he's been working.
Yeah.
And I had a good battle with him last time out, and he managed to nip me. I was chasing him down, but alas, I couldn't get a chrome horn to him, and he got me at the line. So, but he races clean. He's probably races cleaner than anyone I've ever raced with.
Arthur Herman in chat. He said to tell you that it's nice to see you here.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate because we should be seeing him on the track.
Yeah, really. What's up with that? All right, let's go way back in the field back there. David Slee, now back almost at the dead end of the field here. Actually, the last one on the track right now. Running in 32nd position.
I'm trying to track down Michael Dow.
Is he one of the racers?
Michael Dow in the 283 Audi. Gonna be right in front of David Slee.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was looking for him and I couldn't find him. He picked up a position there. Matt Quinn, I believe, had an issue and actually towed the pit road. So Michael Dow does pick up a position off of him, and so does David Slee. Looks like Quinn has taken his car behind the wall and he is done for the night. Oh, Michael Dow spinning it right in front of David Slee. He gets it going again. He's out into kitty litter though. To get that kitty litter on them tires. Oh boy, he did. He's parking it for a minute. That'll put him a lap down as the leader did get by. Darling now 4.9 seconds back, has pulled away from Eduardo by quite a bit. A little over 2 seconds.
Yeah, he'll have enough so that Eduardo Benica won't be able to get a draft on him. And that's kind of key here.
Dino Topic in 4th has really closed up on Eduardo quite a bit here. And I'm kind of thinking that we're going to see a challenge here for that position on this lap, I'm thinking, because it looks like Eduardo may be having a little bit of traction issues, especially coming out of the chicane there. Oh, David really closed that gap going into the turn. This is some good racing right here.
And Topic made up, boy oh boy, I think he started 34th last race and finished 10th. So just had unbelievable race last race. So you know he can put it together come race time, and you know he's knocking at the door.
Here he goes. He's passing him right there. He takes 3rd place from Eduardo Benica.
Yeah, it looks like Benica had a slowdown there.
Yeah.
And did the gentlemanly thing. In fact, they requested that if you do have a slowdown there through Eau Rouge, that heading down the Camel, you get to the right and let everybody go by, and he did just that. He did the smart thing, the professional thing.
Leo coming up on him now. He's closing that gap on him. And boy, this is quite a pack of cars here. Dexter Castro and Jason Lundy. Those three have been hanging together pretty close for quite a while now.
Yeah, and you'll see some good racecraft here. These guys are very good in traffic. They know their cars. They know their limits. They know exactly what it's going to do. And they'll push the limits, and it gets interesting when you start getting around other guys. And if they change their lines, it makes you be creative. So we'll see what happens here. But like I said, these guys, I would trust these guys any day.
One way back to 8th place here, Tim Collier. And Tom Rathjay. Seen Robert Tarbox come up through the field here. I'm looking to see he actually started in 20th position and now running in 11th. So he picked off a lot of positions to get where he's at right now.
Yeah, and his last lap was only 2/10 slower than his quali lap, so he's picking him up, putting him down.
Simon Goodwin just ahead of Peter Hebron. There's another battle about to take place here. Hebron, oh, there it is right there. A slip by Simon Goodwin. Peter Hebron does get by him.
Yeah, that's the one we pointed to at the beginning, and here we go. It's not over. Oh, they do the wise thing. He does the wise thing and backs out of it.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to challenge him because that would have been a good spot there at La Source, but that is such a tight hairpin. Now we might get a chance to wind him up and get the draft going down Kemmel and hopefully slingshot him through Malmedy. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, good run. He's got it wound up, and he's already ducking out.
Here he goes. He's going to pass him right back. Simon Goodwin. He does get by him, but he's got to beat him into the turn, and it's not going to happen. They're side by side. Oh, a little touching going on there. We did see a car spin off the turn there. I think that was Leandra Schmidt, I believe it was. I'm not really positive on that. Oh no, it was Michael Deo. Yep, Michael Deo. He's out now. He's taking his car behind the wall. Down to 30 drivers left in this race. Ryan Bird in 21st. Paul Hamilton close by. There's another 3-pack that's going on, or 4-pack, I should say. Anthony James kind of leading around here. Jarrett Lawson just ahead of him. I just cannot believe this Humberto Roca, man. He's just slaughtering this field right now. This is unbelievable.
Yep. If I were Paul, I'd feel pretty good that I could even see Humberto.
Right. It's starting to get to the point where he's stretching it out far enough that he's not being able to see him a lot in the turn.
Yeah, that's not what you want. It's interesting to see Lawson here in the roof. Not too many roofs these days. And he just had a wiggle going through Blanchemont.
Yep.
He's going to hold it through the chicane, though. He had Anthony James right on him. That's going to stack those guys up, though.
Yeah, Anthony really stacked them up. And now they're bumping and banging coming down the stretch here. That was Ryan Bird and James Stacy kind of beating and banging on each other's doors right there just for that position.
Yeah, really good job to hold it all together. That group right there.
Ryan Bird come out on top of that little confrontation. Dexter Castro putting some distance between him and Jason Lundy now. Lundy moves into 6th. By Alex Vallejo there, and Alex now is just kind of trailing him by just a little. Good run for Jason Lundy getting by him. That was had to have been a pretty good pass, because both of them guys were pretty much equal at that point.
Yeah, Lundy qualified 10th and Bilal was 5th, so but really their time was only half second apart. But these guys are very, very, very closely matched.
Tim Collier and Tom Rathje. That's a good battle ensuing there. Rathje's closed that gap up on him pretty good, coming from 14th up to 9th. Definitely turning up the heat here. And this is actually still, we're still early in this race. They got a lot of race to go. Over an hour and 15 minutes. So this is, I think we're going to see a lot of changes for position here. As the tires start getting worn, pit stops are going to be taking place. And that's going to change up the field a lot out here, I think.
Yeah, again, I've been keeping an eye to see if anyone tries to duck in early. I haven't noticed anyone. But yeah, it's going to be questionable to see if guys take tires or elect just to run the whole way on the single set. 100 minutes, that's going to be a long way. But yeah, it's possible if you conserve.
Showing David Slee, the only one lap down right now that's still on the track. Kyle Heron is in pit road, and it looks like he's been in there for a little while with a lengthy stay, and boy, look at the damage he's got on his car. Get a better look. Yeah, he's got quite a bit of damage on his car. Ow. Pit crew's working pretty hard to get that one fixed back up.
Yeah, looking back through the field there, Collier just made a little error there and let Rathje get by him. They'll change position for 8th and 9th.
Also, Vallejo got back around Jason Lundy. Jason Lundy goes back to 7th again.
You see him there just dipping off track, picking up that 1X. It's not really an issue here. They don't count the 1Xs for the league, but what they do count is if you're getting all 4 off and taking real advantage of it, then that's a protestable offense here in this league. But no one's counting the 1Xs, thankfully, because Spa is notoriously bad for giving you a 1X for looking at the grass.
And Dexter Castro with the GSRC right across the windshield. It's the first one I've noticed.
Attaboy. Yeah, he teams up with Amjad Yaman quite regularly.
Oh, okay.
And they run that 49 Motorsports as an homage to Doug Matthews, I believe, who ran the 46 or 49 way back when. So they carry that team name and carry his name on, which is pretty cool.
Starbucks in 10th place now after starting 20th. So he's picking off one now and then. He's picking off one position. He's coming up on Tim Collier. No, he isn't. I'm sorry. He's 5 seconds behind Tim Collier. That's a lap down car right there ahead of him. I'm trying to find out who that is. That's Dave. No, that ain't Dave Sleep. Who is that? Okay, Miguel Crudo. He is 1 lap down. We're starting to see more lap down cars now. Jay Friel's the next one to go a lap down. Minute 41 seconds behind the leader. Try to find the leader here. He's just coming down the front stretch here right now. He's actually really not that far behind. And El Crudo, what the heck happened to him? He's on pit road already. Something happened and he immediately towed to pit road. Okay. Seeing a lot of guys, they don't want to even take that chance, Doug. They just tow to pit road and you know, get it fixed up as quick as you can.
Yeah, if you want to stumble back to the pits, you know, you're welcome to do so, but you want to play it safe. Make sure, first of all, it keeps you out of everyone else's way, and then second of all, keeps you from making that second mistake because you don't know what's really wrong with the car. Your toe is out, all of a sudden the thing shoots way off one direction, you're in the wall, and you're worse off than you would have been if you just took the toe.
Red McIntosh back 25th position. Dino Topic. Look at that. Dino Topic in 3rd place. And he is chasing down Paul Darling. Now he's about 3 seconds behind Paul. And he does have a little company back there, but he's far enough ahead, about 5 seconds ahead of Eduardo Beninca. And these names remind me of racer names, Doug. That, you know, these are the kinds of racers that you actually see in these race cars in real life. You know.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of flavor. It makes it fun.
Yes, it does. I'm having a good time watching this because this is really fun. This is awesome. It's something that I don't get to see all the time. I don't really do a whole lot of road league stuff, you know.
Yeah, and then to be here at Spa, you know, it's
my favorite.
Such an iconic track. You know, such an iconic place, you know.
Yeah, that's for sure. Castro, Alex Vallejo, and Jason Lundy. These guys all still nose to tail here. These guys are running really well together.
Yeah, I've been watching this. I've been waiting for someone to kind of get away, someone make a move or anything, but they're just they're all in lockstep, and you know, they're doing what they can. It just shows you how good each of them are, that they can't make a move on each other.
Eduardo Beninca, he is actually leading that parade, and he's doing a really good job. He knows, well, I bet you he's got to be doing a lot of mirror driving right now to keep close tabs on them, or watching his relative to see where they're at every minute, and stay focused on his throttle points and braking points, because they're going to change. And looked like a second there. It looked like Alex Vallejo. Well, I'll tell you what, he is all over the back of Dexter Castro right now.
I think that BMW is going to have the braking ability, though. Dexter really knows how to work that car on the brakes, so yeah, Bilal backed out.
I don't think that battle's over yet, because I think he's looking for another place to. He was really good on that long stretch right there, and really reeled him in, and it looked like a lot of draft may have been helping him on that. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
despite the bobble there at the top of Eau Rouge, he's still got a pretty good run, and then of course the draft, and that Mark has the legs to chase down the Beamer, that's for sure.
Well, we don't have too many people watching, but maybe next time there will be. Drew and Simon Goodwin. There's another. Oh, Simon had a minute there, went off of the track, caught them rumble strips. And boy, that really upset that car bad. A good recovery. That let Kurt Porter close up on him a lot. These guys running back here 11th, 12th, and 13th. We are seeing some closure on battles. Peter Hebron with Jarrett Lawson.
Yeah, again, Goodwin's want to keep. He's going to want to keep that car between himself and Hebron in the gentleman's class, if he can. It's just a comfort factor. You know, if you know you got the car there, that's then you feel good about it. But once if he didn't have Poulter there, if Hebron were able to clear him, or if Poulter were able to get around Goodwin, then they'd have those two gentleman drivers nose to tail, and that's when you really start, like you said, focusing on that F3. Check that relative box, see if he's closing in here, getting away there.
Yep, and Jarrett Lawson just passed up Peter Hebron, goes into 14th. Actually outbraked him in the turn. Now that he's got by Hebron, he's pulling away. Jason Lundy back in 6th now. Looks like somebody may have dropped back a little ways. Trying to find out here.
Got a little gap on Dex, and then Collier hanging back just a little bit, but highest placed amateur driver sitting there at 8th. And Tarbox has been able to make some inroads. He's 6 seconds in, and he's now it's they're nose to, well, they're 6 seconds apart, but at least there's nobody in between them.
Yeah, but him coming from 20th place is pretty good. I mean, you know, showing his driving abilities here have really come along, and man, I'll tell you what, he's doing a great job out here today.
Yeah, he's put in a lot of time here. He's put in a lot of time with the Autobahn Racing Group, so we know his name. We're pretty familiar with Tarbox, and we know he comes out and puts in work, and he's happy to finish better than he did last time. He's happy to do better than he did last time, and he doesn't apologize about it. He says, I'm out here to get better, man. And you can't get too much better than where you're running right now, Robert. You're doing well.
Yes, sir. That's great. That's a great position to be in right now, 8th place, and coming down to the 1 hour mark to go. That's a good place to be.
Yeah, we got a little three-car train here with Beninka, Bilal, and Lundy, and 4th, 5th, 6th. These guys are still doing that same thing where there's that little second mission between them, and they just keep pushing around, man. I'm waiting to see somebody make some inroads, someone make a mistake, but they just have a little cushion.
Lundy's kind of backed down just a little now. He's about a full second behind Vallejo. Well, let's ride along with Lundy here for a minute and see what that looks like for him. Dirty windshield and all. A lot of shifting going on, Doug.
Yeah, you get to really wind these cars out all the way through Kemmel, of course, and then it's just a matter of where your car finds the torque through each corner. So sometimes this could be a 4th corner gear, maybe down in 3rds, depending on if you're late in a tire run. But yeah, you got to be pretty active.
closed that gap up big time right there. And it looks like Benenka out of the... Boy, he spun right around right there. Let's go back and take a look and see if we can figure out what happened to Benenka. Just coming out of the turn, and it looks like he might have nailed that throttle just a little too quick. Holy smokes, good job keeping it out of the way, but he did hit the wall and is going to get damaged, but he's going to continue on.
Yeah, he got it off the pavement, and it looked like he got all four, and then got on the throttle, and boy, oh boy. Just got squirrely on him and had to chase it. Unfortunately, couldn't catch it in time.
I just kind of wonder just how much that's going to affect the handling. It's obviously going to affect the aerodynamics. Looks like he gets out of the way here and does let some lap traffic get by him because he is significantly slower.
Yeah, this is not gonna feel good on the timesheet right there. That's for sure.
Actually allowed Collier to close up a little bit more. He's still about it's about 5 seconds behind him right now, but with Eduardo's car with that damage, I don't think it's going to take a whole lot of time here, and Tim Collier will be reeling him in for that position.
Yep, and as he's nosing in on him, Tarbox is creeping in. Tarbox went from about 4 seconds, or 6 seconds, now to... Oh, actually, he's backed off a bit. Yeah. He's back to 8 seconds.
Yeah, Tarbox has slowed up a little now. I'm not sure what's going on, whether he's feeling that his tires go away or what's going on here. I mean, they have been out here for 16 full laps. So, that's a lot of right and left turns, and it does wear really bad on these tires.
Yeah, and depending on how you are with the brakes and how you have the car set up to turn, you can get that mark to turn in though. And Simon is getting his Audi to exit pretty well. He's looking pretty good. So that's who Robert is trying to chase down right now.
Right. And Simon is a lap down. Actually, a couple of laps down.
And Collier's hit the pits.
Trying to catch up to him here. Yep. Pit road. So we are starting to see green flag pit stops here.
Benenka as well, Eduardo Benenka, but that's to be expected with the damage he took on. So, figured now's a good time as any to come in and take that free repair, I assume.
Yeah, he's coming down. Let's see what he does here. Got a few of them coming to pit road here. Oh, and he overshot his pit and had to back up, but uses that quick repair, filling up with fuel. Lots of them on pit road. Pit road's everybody's. They see what's going on right now. Jarrett Dawson on pit road, Lucia and on pit road, Kurt Poulter on pit road as well, and also our leader Humberto, which come in pit road, and now I'm looking back, he is in 9th place. I put Paul Darling out front, and he's coming to pit road. So it'll probably all cycle around here, and Humberto will be back in the lead once these guys all get done with their pits. Dino Topic on pit road as well. Alex Aleo, Jason Lundy. It's it's about that time, the pit window here, and I'm looking at it. It looks like about 16 laps is about the window where these guys are going to want to be. It's a long trip down pit road, I can tell you that.
Yeah, they've got to come all the way through the front part, get around the source, and then head down.
Yep. Gosh, that pit road must be 3/4 of a mile long. It's long between in and out.
Yeah, you've got time for a waffle.
And to do 35 miles an hour on pit road, that's just gut wrenching for these drivers after they're out there doing 150, 160 mile an hour to be doing 35 on pit road.
It is agonizing. It feels like a lap in and of itself.
Yep. Here goes Humberto, just went by, retaking the lead from these guys. And what a lead he's going to have when these guys come off pit road. Holy smokes. Nobody's got anything for him today. Looks like Jason Lundy almost got out first. Dexter Castro will beat him off the pit road. Paul Darling, Alex Paleo, Dino Topic, Curtis Alshon in 7th. These guys all still on pit road. I don't know, maybe there were some speeding penalties maybe handed out why they're on pit roads for so long.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if maybe. Boy, that's a big chunk of time there that Humberto Rocco was able to make up. Maybe he short pit. Maybe he just took a little bit of fuel, and he's going to run for a little bit, and then take on a full load to finish out the race. Maybe he's on a different strategy. Yeah,
could be. Break it up a little bit. Oh, well, you can bet he probably had the old calculator out figuring where he's got to stop, and to do that short pit. To have a 17.4 seconds over Dexter Castro back here, and Jason Lundy in 3rd.
Well, good for Dex to come out where he is, because he had he pit a couple laps ago on lap 15. So he got that out of the way, and he's looking good right now.
Yes, sir. But kind of concerned about Paul Darling having such a long pit. Why? I mean, that put him so far back. And, he ran there in 2nd place for the longest time. I'm just kind of curious as to what put him back so far. Whether it was a speeding penalty or what. Just had to have been something. Maybe there was a little damage on the car that he wanted to get fixed up.
I'm looking at Darling and Topic and Bilal. They came in all together, and they left all together. So I think that's just the nature of the beast. I think they must have filled her up. Maybe took tires. But Castro positioned well now. Lundy positioned well. Collier up into 5th.
Yep. Topic in 2nd place. Starbach still hanging on to 8th. Come in and pitted. And come back out. Still in the same place, 8th place. Jarrett Lawson in 9th. You can see how much he has come up through the field. I was going to take a look here. He started 13th and has picked his way all the way to 9th place here. He's running real well here. And he's in the, oh gosh, what do they call them cars? I've been away from them so long that I can't remember now. Oh, a spin there. I believe that was Paul Hamilton, I think. No, Well, from him. Who's that? Simon Goodwin, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Simon Goodwin. Fun there. Oh, what's that? What's that little car Jarrett Lawson's on? I can't remember.
Oh, he's in the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of the roof, I'm looking at Victor Tanaka, who started from pit road, and he's kicked it up to 15th, so he's doing well.
Yes, sir.
He's not too far off of Ryan Bird. And generally, Tanaka's been clicking off faster lap times than Bird, so we'll see what happens. You know, don't know if anybody took tires or not, so we'll see what happens here. It should be a good one to watch. Tanaka's quick in general, so no shame in getting passed by Victor Tanaka, that's for sure.
And I'm sure Bird's watching where he's at right now, just to see, you know, keep an eye on that relative.
Yeah, and Bird's a battler. He's gonna let you waltz past. He's gonna fight for it, but we'll see.
A few more guys that have went lapped down. Jay Friels and Chris Hudson now join the lap down guys. Rick Smith still sitting on pit road. May be out of the race, I'm not sure. Wow, Heron back out on the track, spins it around here in the turn. Still sitting. Looks like another one that just got back on the throttle a little bit too quick there. Gets it going though.
Yeah, it does well to stay out of the way. That's Rathje and Poulter by. And here comes Miguel Antonio Crudo, giving him the flash.
Yeah, I've seen that. He is a lot faster than I decided which side he's going to pass him on. Which I do believe they're actually supposed to pass on the outside. I tell you, you're supposed to go down on the inside.
Yep, coming down there. If you get a slow down, tough spot for Kyle to be in though. Trying to get up to speed going through Eau Rouge. That's really nothing much he can do, but just put it to the floor and steer.
Next one we'll try to get by him would be Peter Hebron.
And he's been able to gap his main competitor here, which is a good thing for Peter. Simon is a car behind. He is behind Anthony James.
Right.
But good consistent runs from those guys, and that's what you want. That's what you want to see.
Last one on the lead lap, Dargrick. I believe he does have our leader right behind him. Yes, he's coming up on him right now, and that will put Dargrick a lap down. Right now, he is the last one on the lead lap. But the way Humberto has been running, he hasn't had any problems getting by lap traffic at all. He's passed up quite a few cars out there, Doug.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you, the guys here have had discussions about it. Everybody tries to be real careful about it. Finding the best spot to let the faster guy go. You know, someone's coming on you. They talked about, look, he's not faster than you because he's faster than you in the straightaways. He's faster in the corners generally. So don't try to battle someone through the straightaway all the way through the corner. That's where you really run into problems. So everybody's been really good about maybe, just lifting off the throttle, letting the guy get by, and then squeeze back in, tuck in behind him, and not really lose much time at all.
Right.
So everyone's been good about it.
Yeah, Humberto coming up on him real fast now through the chicane and on the straightaway. Looked like maybe Humberto was going to take advantage of it. Yes, he does pull out. But now it's a drag race down the straightaway to see who's going to get into the turn first. And it looks like Paul Hamilton is going to give him that, or I'm sorry, Dargett is going to give him that room. So the leader
Yeah,
gets by
Dargett.
safe.
Dargett did the right thing and slowed down, make sure that he basically it was the right thing for his speed. He says, if I battle him here, I'm just going to lose more time to the guy I'm chasing, who's Hamilton. He's definitely chasing Hamilton for position. He was gaining on him. He was making good time. So now he's going to tail on to Humberto Roca here down the straight and gain up a little bit, and hopefully, Hamilton's going to have to give a little bit for Humberto Roca, and then he'll fall back into the clutches of Dargett just like he was. So after what lap or two usually works itself out.
And now Hamilton, he's watching here, making sure he's going to give the leader plenty of room. Kind of blocking there on that turn, but sure Humberto will get a run on him here in a minute.
Yep, there's the flash. Paul knows he's right now Humberto's his buffer back to Jay, so he's not really going to want to let him go that easily.
No,
but he'll be a gent. Yeah.
If he does, he's going to want to make it quick, so he doesn't lose any time at all, because he's got Dargett closing up on him now.
Yeah, and there it was.
It's got to be a quick pass.
Oh, Jay with a little wiggle there. But man, zooms up onto him into the corner.
That's some good running right there. Back up front here, Dexter Castro, second place, 18.5 seconds behind our leader, Humberto Roca. Humberto has just checked out on the field out here. Definitely one that, man, if you ever wanted somebody to drive a race car for you, there'd be your guy. Like you said, Doug, he may have short pitted a little bit, just took a half a load of fuel or whatever, just enough to get a good jump out there. And he'll only have to make one more stop here, probably take a full load of fuel, and he'll be good to go to the end. A little different pit strategy than a lot of the other drivers, but if it works out for him, hey, you got to try things. You got to try things different sometimes. And, I've tried. Oh no! There he goes into the wall. Our leader just smashed into the wall hard. Oh no, Humberto Roca into the wall. Let's go back and check that out. Holy smokes! That was a pretty wild hit for Humberto.
Wow, keep an eye on his left-hand side tires. He gets a little bit too far off to the left. They catch that curb, and that really upsets the car, and that back end just came around. Nothing he could do. He's a passenger at that point.
Well, he should have a reset, and if I don't, you know him better than I do, but I'm just saying that I'm sure he'll come back out and make up that time. But right now, it looks like he may be towing the pit road. That's going to hurt time-wise.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's he passed pit road, so.
He led 22 laps, and now he's dropping pretty far down to 7th right now. As more cars are passing at 8. But Dexter Castro in the lead for the first time today, and he's got to be smiling right now, saying, "Man, I know he hates to see his teammate, racing partner, I should say, maybe not a teammate, but Humberto get into the wall like that." And just right now, he's probably calculating things to make sure that doesn't happen to him.
Yeah, Dex is one. He doesn't necessarily want to back into a win, but at the end of the day, a win is a win, and he's taken one already this season, and he's looking good here at Spa. Yeah.
Hey, it's like I always say, Doug, looks good on paper. That's all that matters. I know you don't like to take a win like that, especially from a guy that's been so dominant as Humberto was, but you said it, a win is a win. But we still got lots of time to go here. God forbid, I hope it doesn't happen to Dexter, but we could see another mistake by him possibly, or Jason Lundy. Jason now 12.5 seconds behind Castro in second place. Paul Darling
Yeah, and while
has come up. If you look at Paul now, he's back up to third, and he is chasing down Jason Lundy. And this is turning into a pretty good shooting match right here between them two.
yeah, Darling's got the pace. Just really quickly, back in the gent class, just saw Jay pull off the pass on Paul Hamilton going into the source. So that battle, they were battling for the final step of that podium.
Well, the good news is that it put them back on the tail end of the lead lap again with Humberto out like that. And he is on pit road back at 24th position. Man, that's a heartbreaker right there, Doug.
Yeah, he'll definitely be kicking himself for that one, because that was, you don't have anyone to look at but the guy in the mirror, unfortunately.
Yeah, when we interview him at the end, I'll just leave the mic open, and then if you want to say something, just talk to the driver, just key up in the room and talk to him. Hey, we're not as professional here as GSRC. We're a little more laid back here.
That works.
And Paul Darling does get by. Jason Lundy goes into second. Lundy back to third. All it takes is a little bobble there, Doug, and I'll tell you what, Jason may have had that. He may have had that little bobble in one of the turns or something, and that's right where Paul Darling wanted to be. He's back in second place now after he ran in second for the longest time, and he had that very lengthy pit stop. We don't know what happened, why that happened, but he's back into second where he wants to be, and now he's probably keeping an eye on that relative just to see how far Dexter is ahead of him. 12 and a half seconds has got to feel like a forever out there on the track.
Yeah, especially on, I don't know, you'd think it'd be not as bad, but on a long track, it just feels worse.
Yeah, I mean, you almost can't make that up. All you can do is hope that the guy ahead of you makes a mistake or something, or bobbles in a turn that you can reel him in and put yourself in the position to maybe pass him later on. But boy, he's just driving the wheels off of that thing right now, doing everything. He just closed up 4 or 5 tenths right there. 6 tenths. 7 tenths. He is closing. He is closing on Dexter. And there is enough time for him to do it, even though they got to, stop again for pit stops here. And Dexter, you can bet, is watching that relative. He's watching every step of it to make sure that he stays well ahead of Paul Darling.
Yeah, Darling's quick, but I guarantee you Dexter's done the math to figure this out from what they're going to have to do from a tire change standpoint. So he's going to make sure the numbers work out in his favor. And this the last stint, we'll see what happens as far as if they get to race for it. But, man, 12 and a half seconds, it's a ways. But like you said, 40 minutes.
Yeah. Anthony James back here. We haven't even talked about Anthony today. Here he is running in 18th position, having a good run. And he's got to stay well ahead of Simon Goodwin. Simon's closing, well, he may not be closing, but he's hanging right there with Anthony right now, doing a good job. Chris Hudson, quite a ways back. Jay Dargrit and Paul Hamilton, these guys all pretty close to one another.
Yeah, they've been running pretty close together. Chris Hudson, Jay Dargert, and Paul Hamilton. Just that same thing where they got about a second buffer between each of them, and can't seem to break it down. Just got to point out that Collier and Tarbox, 5th and 6th for the AM class drivers. Well done, boys.
Yeah, Tarbox coming up into 6th. That's pretty cool. And Collier. What have been separating them too? There's like 20 seconds between fifth and sixth. And about 10 seconds between Tim Collier and Dino Topic. 19 seconds behind the leader and about 10 seconds ahead of Collier.
Yeah, and he's been laying down some 2:18, so he's putting some good lap times in.
I'll tell you what, it takes a lot of seat time, a lot of practice to do what these guys do and do it so well. Then to go to a different track next week and you got to start all over again. That, man,
Yeah, and this is a low downforce track. You got a lot of straightaway to deal with. You got to come back and do it completely different. Normally, you got kind of a baseline setup you work off of, but then you adjust the shocks and that sort of thing. But boy, oh boy, Spa is one end of the spectrum, that's for sure. Topic can see Lundy now, and he's been clicking off. He's about a second quicker a lap, so that's we'll keep an eye on that because that puts them down about 5 more laps. They should be right on each other.
Yeah, I'm watching here, riding along with Topic, and yeah, we can see Lundy just ahead of him. Heck, he'll have him rolled in here probably in the next 2 laps. If everything goes right. I mean, he's closing up on him a lot in the turns. I think he's just got better grip or something. He just cut another second off of that. Down to 4 seconds. Bumpy ride through them S's up there, man. You catch those rubble strips, boy, it really upsets that car, don't it? And there he just clicked off more time. He's down to 3 seconds behind Lundy. He's catching him real fast here.
Yeah, once again, I just kind of want to point out that Topic had that unbelievable run from, I think it was 34th to 10th, so he started 9th this time, so it's only 5 spots, but still 5 good spots, that's for sure. He's doing well, and he wants that bottom step of the podium at least, and then we'll see if what happens if he can chase down Darling and Castro.
Looking back from Lundy here, back to Topic. That's 3 seconds, folks. Seems like, I believe Lundy might have picked it up a little bit. He's picked up the pace a little. He's saying, I can see him in my rearview mirror, and man, he's closing. He's closed a lot. He went from not being able to see him to see him, and he is there. He's like a fly that won't go away,
Yeah, and they're coming up on Lawson, and even though Lawson's in 17th, he's still got some good lap times going. He's not too... He's really right about the pace of Lundy, so we'll see what happens when he catches him and see how if he can get by him quickly, if he catches him.
Should be getting here probably where some of these guys may be starting to think about coming to pit road and taking their last load of fuel and tires. I believe we're going to see a few of them here before too much longer. And there's a good battle here. Rathje, Poulter, Maleo, Hebron. These guys all pretty close together. There's a good battle there with them. Also Miguel Antonio. Kodak car. I like that. A sharp looking car. Good job on your paint there, Miguel. That looks cool. Well, Paul Darling has chopped that lead clear down to 7.8 seconds, Doug. So, you know, I mean, it's taken him a long time to get to that point, and dealing with lap traffic right now, this ain't helping, but, yeah, man, he's closing up on Dexter.
Yeah, he's been chipping away just like Topich has been chipping away on Lundy. So,
Seeing a spin there, I'm trying to find out who that was. It's just fun. Oh, it was Kyle Heron. Fun. And he hit the wall pretty hard. I don't know if I can, let me see if I can find this spin. Give me a second here, folks. We'll see if we can find this spin on Kyle Heron. And right there, the car just stepped out on him and just got back in that throttle a little bit too quick. You know, it's the thing with the tires starting to get older. The guy's got to remember that when they're out there on them older tires, you've really got to nurse that gas, play with that throttle just slightly coming out of the turns, because boy, it will go right around on you. And Kyle just showed it right there.
yeah, even the
20 seconds. Go ahead.
I was going to say even the Beamer, which is pretty well balanced, these guys still have a lot of power. So yeah, you step on it, you're fine, and you're toast.
Well, Paul Darling's now down to 7 seconds behind Castro.
And Topich has made the pass on Lundy.
Yes, he did. He's got a lot of ground to make up, about 8.5 seconds up to Paul Darling.
Yeah, Lundy overcooked Eau Rouge and was just about in the same position that Roca was in when he spun his car, when he spun his Merc. But instead of trying to fight it, Lundy just let it run wide and then backed off and let Topich go by him.
Well, you got to respect the guy. If the guy's faster than you, there's no sense of battling up and taking a chance on spinning both of you out or anything. You know, I think you're better off just letting him go. And if you are faster than him, you'll reel him back in.
Yeah, and like I said, Lundy's one of those gentlemanly guys. He's not going to push a bad situation, and he's going to race smart, just like you said.
Anenka back into 5th. Even though he's got the hood missing and a lot of damage on the car, still making the best of it out here in 5th place. James Stacy 6th. Curtis Palshan in 7th. Victor Tanaka 8th place. You know, we were talking
I'm telling
about
you.
Yeah, he's doing real well.
And Collier has made his pit, which will allow some other guys to jump in front of him. So we'll see what happens as everything plays out. We still got a little ways to go here.
Yeah. Back in 14th, put a ways back, but like you said, when everybody else starts making their pits, that's going to close that gap up big time, because he's going to be out there pushing, 150, 160 mile an hour. While they're pitting, and it come down that long pit road at 35 miles an hour. Oh, that has to just work on them guys mentally.
Yeah, it's agonizing. Just to give you an idea, the pit delta time, the 2-lap delta, is about a minute 30. So just to come down pit road and get your
Yeah, that's agonizing. We still have not heard anything from... Oh, Humberto is back out on the track. Yes. I kind of almost forgot about him. He is actually back out on the track on the lead lap at the tail end.
Yeah, and he's clicking off some super fast times.
Yeah.
He should, let's see. He'd have enough to go to the finish, too.
Yep. And he's got a brand new car now with that one reset. Could become a factor here when it comes down close to the end, because if he's got enough to make it the rest of the way, he'll be right up there in the top 5. So all will be saved for Humberto.
Yeah, he'll still come away with a decent points day. It won't be the win that he probably thinks he should deserve. Whoa, he's throwing that car around. But yeah, I mean, you click off the fastest time in practice, then you come away with a pole. You'd like to complete the trifecta, which is the win. That's what you're here for anyway. But coming back to a top 5 wouldn't disappoint after that spin, unfortunately.
He is closing up here on Collier. Pulls out, and he's passing Collier for 13th position. So he is picking off some more positions.
Yep, and that was great professional driving from both of them. You saw Collier hit the brakes just right so he could slip in behind him nice and smoothly and not really lose any time. Even though he lost the inside line, he got it back quickly.
Yes, sir.
Well, Darling has inherited the lead because Dex has made his pit.
Right. Dino Topic now in 2nd. Jason Lundy 3rd. Dexter on pit road in 4th. Making his final pit stop. Looks like he's away, but Eduardo Benenka does get by him. Goes into the 4th place with a car that doesn't look like it would even do 100 miles an hour. I mean, that thing is tore up from the floor up. But the good thing that he's got going for him, that it did not affect the wing on the back, and that gives him the grip that he does need to probably, I would say probably a lot of times he's got that thing hammered down when other people might be lifting off the gas. I don't know, you've probably seen it too, Doug, that sometimes with a little damage on the car, the thing may drive better than it did when it was brand new.
Yeah, sometimes it just, like you said, flat out, and you don't have to kind of mess with the throttle and play with slowing down and just keep on it.
And sometimes it makes a big difference, and for him to come all the way back up to 4th place, that's pretty doggone good. Oh, Dexter Castro back out on the track after leading 7 laps. Comes back out in 5th place. We're still waiting to see if some of these other guys are going to come to pit road. Paul Darling staying out. We did have somebody coming to pit road there. I just seen Hebron on pit road. He stopped to make his final pit stop of the day. Simon Goodwin coming down pit road. Agonizing 35 miles an hour.
I think there's going to be a little bit of agony. That's Curtis Paulshon, who right now he's heading up the AM class, but he's going to come up just a little bit short on fuel, so he's going to have to pit with a few to go, and that's going to be tough. Even though he's going to say it's fair because strategy works out, so everybody pits twice, but boy, that's tough to do.
Yeah, and he's in a really good position. Have to give that up. Just to stop for fuel. Things will change a little bit here, though, after Paul Darling stops, Dino Topic. These guys will have to stop for fuel. And that will change things up a little bit. Tanaka, 7th place. Look at this.
Yeah, he is the Topic of today, if you will, and he's closing in on James Stacy. So he might pick off another spot here.
Dang, I'm telling you, he is driving the wheels off of that little rough right now. I can't say little because, well, I'll tell you what, they're a pretty powerful car. They just look smaller than these other GT3s, you know. I would imagine that probably has a lot to do with the aerodynamics of the two being a little bit narrower car.
Yeah, they tweaked with the balance, so it's not so much that it just looks a little bit different because of the iRacing licensing. We can't call it a Pazorcha. We got to call it the roof. Yeah, if they would go on a full-blown GT3, then it'd look a little bit different if we had the actual Stuttgart machine out there. But you know, we got what we got, and Tanaka's happy with it. That's for sure.
Yep. I've just seen somebody into the wall there, trying to catch up with. Oh, okay, Rick Smith. He's trying to make it back around here slowly, back to pit road. He's got severe damage on the car. He's been into the guardrails. He's just trying to keep it on the track here. And I don't know if that was a good move or not by him to try to stay out there. Might have been better off just towing.
Yeah, we had that conversation earlier. You know, take your chances, and he was willing to do it. So sometimes it's more fun to have your hands on the wheel still. And here goes Tanaka.
Knew that was going to happen. He gets by James Stacy.
Yes, sir. Stacy gave a little lift there, going through Blanchemont, make sure they got through nice and smooth, and they're going to carry on.
Boy, Tanaka, man, he is really pumped here right now.
Up to 6th place. That's ridiculous.
I know it's crazy, man, but that's some good driving. I mean, you got to give it to him. That's great driving out there. So waiting to see when Paul Darling is going to come to pit road or Dino Topage. And I'm not too sure. I think Jason Lundy's got to come to pit road too.
Yeah, I'm looking through Lundy's laps. He was last in at 19, so we're definitely going to hit 38. He's going to have to begin again.
Yeah.
But looking at Tanaka's lap times, and they are, each lap is just within a couple tenths of each other. He is machine-like.
Yeah, and that's something to be that steady Eddie, to be that what do I want to say? Consistent.
Yeah, and he's got the bit between his teeth. He's feeling it now. He's definitely feeling it, and he knows what he's done. He knows he started from pit lane, and he knows where he is. And we might call it in the zone right now.
If I dare key up in there and ask, because I forgot to do it before, ask the top driver of each class to stay in the room. I think it would be all right.
Yep. Looking at Kurt Poulter right now, who is second in the in the M class. And he's going to have to make another stop. So, kind of in the same boat that we were talking about with Curtis Paulshan. That man, you know you got to do it, and you know it's fair, but still, it stinks to have to be passed in the pits.
Okay, let me announce this real quick here, guys. If you wouldn't mind, the top driver of each class, please stay in the room after the race so we can talk to you, interview you. Thank you. I guess I should have told him that beforehand. You told me to tell him, and I didn't. Oh well, it happens. This is my first first rodeo with these guys, so the next broadcast here on the 29th, if they'll have me back, they may not have me back. I don't know. They might say, no, you better get somebody else to do that. Oh, Paul Darling coming to Darling. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Seeing Topage is going to follow suit.
Yep, good time, perfect timing for them guys to come to pit road. They've got a pretty good lead. I'm kind of wondering if Lundy is going to join them. He's coming. Yes, he is. He's coming to pit road as well. They've got
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, they got quite the lead over Dexter Castro right now. But with you telling about that Delta time, these guys are going to come out behind Dexter.
Yeah, and actually, Dexter lost a spot to Eduardo Beninca.
He did? Dexter Castro? Oh, Dexter's in 4th. Eduardo's back in 11th.
I missed his pit, Eduardo, I did.
See, now he's coming up on these guys really quick here. Those guys just reached their pits. And here he comes out of the last turn to come to the front stretch. And he's going to pass all 3 of them before they ever get off pit road. I guess they're rolling right now, but boy, he's going to have to hustle down the front stretch. I think they might have got out ahead of him. The only one that didn't was Jason Lundy. I don't know what happened to Jason. Darling does come out on top. Wow, great pit stop by Paul. Topich 9.1 seconds behind them, or behind Paul Darling right now. That's a lot, and with only coming down to 15 minutes left in the race, he's just all he can hope for right now is Paul has some struggles along the way, maybe trouble getting around lap cars or anything like that. And he's coming up on a lot of lap traffic. Come into play before this race is over.
Yeah, and he's got some guys behind him who are battling for position, so they're not going to want to be held up either.
That's for sure. Castro 3rd, Victor Tanaka up to 4th place. Now he's going to have to pit. If I'm thinking right. If I can find out when Victor Tanaka was on pit road last.
Yeah, he was in on lap 19, so he's going to need to be in here pretty soon.
Yeah.
But just splash and go.
Yeah, really. But it's that long trip down pit road when you eat him up. He's in such a tight battle up here. The front 7 here within 48 seconds, and here he comes to pit road now. Tanaka on pit road. He must have heard you, Doug.
He knew it was time.
Yep, James Stacy coming in with him. Paul, he's out here stretching that lead out even more. Now 9.5 seconds ahead of Dino Topich. This has been fun, Doug. Thank you for helping me, man. This was really fun. I enjoyed myself. And I'm just really, really hoping that these guys are going to like it. And it'll be fun to go back and watch later. I like to always go back and watch road course races after they're done. Then I can kind of sit back. I don't have to commentate it. I can just sit back and watch it and enjoy it,
Yeah, and Tanaka in, and that's going to let Lundy go around him.
Quite a few of them got by him. He's just now coming off of pit road. He's going to come back out in 9th place. Humberto got by him, Eduardo, and Tim Collier. He lost, what, about 4 positions right there just by having to stop for a splash of gas and go.
Yep, and Collier's done. He won't be in again. You won't be seeing him in the pits.
A good run for Humberto, man, to come all the way back up to 6th, and this is just about what we were figuring earlier. We figured about 5th or 6th.
Yeah, and taking a look, boy, boys, a handful of. I wouldn't put it past him to catch Lundy.
Oh yeah. There's plenty of time. We got 12 minutes left. Plenty of time, and he's only 6 seconds behind him. And Lundy knows it too. Lundy's he's just driving the wheels off of that thing right now to try to stay ahead of Humberto.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Doubtful Lundy took tires with so little time remaining, so I think Humberto's on the fresher tires, and he's going to be reeling them in.
Lundy did sit there for quite a while. I'm wondering if he may have tried to get a little damage on the car too, because he did have a little bit of, I can't remember, I think it was left front fender. Or if he got into something, I don't know, but he was on pit road a little longer than, as he come in with Paul Darling and Dino Kopich, but they got out way ahead of him.
Yeah, I think it's kind of, it seems like they were in together, but those guys were at the front end of pit road, whereas Lundy was at the back end of pit road, so he still had to reverse the whole pit lane, which, as we know, that's not walking across the street.
Well, whatever he's doing, he's hanging on to it for right now. He's 5 seconds ahead of Humberto. About 5. Humberto's closed up a second, but it took him a whole lap to close up 1 second. You can bet Lundy right now that he is striving for everything that he has mustered up that he can put into that car right now. He is really doing it. And Humberto, of course, was out here on quite a bit older tires too. You know, he come in there after towing to pit road and used his reset, come off of pit road, and was way back in the field. I believe he was back in 15th or something like, or 17th. I don't remember now, but he was way back in the field, and for him to, a lot of people have had to pit, and he can make it the rest of the way. That's what's really got Humberto back into the battle here for the win.
And just looking ahead of Humberto, Paul Hamilton just had the car come around on him through Pujon.
Yeah.
And unfortunate, because he was really hoping. He was not too far from Jay Dargert, and he was hoping any sort of bobble from Jay and he could swoop in, but no such luck. Jay might be breathing a sigh of relief right now.
Yeah, Dargert's got quite the lead on him. Last one on the lead lap, Tom Rathjay. Be the last one on the lead lap. Paul Darling is right behind him now, and that would be to put Tom a lap down, and I don't know if he's going to want to do that. Paul's got enough of a lead that he doesn't really have to get by Rathjay. He's got a 8-second lead over Dino Topich right now, so he doesn't really have to pass him. And out of respect, I know myself, Doug, I don't like to be a lap down. If you feel like you didn't really accomplish what you set out to do in the race, If you could just be respectful enough to let Tom stay on the lead lap, mentally it does a lot for you. I don't know. That's kind of a weird thing, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I've been there before where I've fought as hard as I could, and just to make sure that I could, like you said, sometimes just you want that on paper that you're on the lead lap. But I've also been in a 100-minute race where I've said, you know what, go ahead and pass me because I don't feel like running this last lap.
Yeah. Well, we just seen Rathje have a minute there. He got really loose coming off the turn. And it looked like Paul was giving him lots of leeway there. It looks like he may wind up having to pull over and let Paul Darling by. Eventually. I haven't seen Paul flash lights at him yet, but that doesn't mean that they haven't been in conversation with each other.
We got 4 minutes, so 2 laps here. So I don't think there's any. He's got that 8 seconds on toe pitch. There's no real reason to force the issue over 2 laps.
Yeah, I don't think I'd even want to put both of them in jeopardy by doing that. You know, I mean, sure, if you got the chance there, if Rathje did bobble really bad or something, then I would take advantage of it. But other than that, I think I would just ride there. He's got an 8.5-second lead over second place. Hey, take it easy. Just cruise right now,
Yeah, and Tom's still laying down 2:18, so it's not like he's really, these are throwaway laps. He's still putting in some good laps, so.
Yes, sir. Castro, third place. Jason Lundy hanging on the fourth. Alex Baleo in fifth place. Oh, I'm sorry. Humbert just got by him. Leo coming to pit road. He was that short on fuel. So
that's agonizing, yeah.
That put Humberto in fifth now. What a comeback. After leading the first 22 laps and spinning there and hitting the wall pretty hard, had to tow to pit road, and to come back and finish fifth here today. You can't complain about that, man. That's driving it.
No, I'll give a tip of hat to you. You said he could be looking at the top 5, and I know you couldn't see me, but I rolled my eyes a little bit. I was like, "Wow, man, that'd be a miracle." So yeah, good call, man.
And here he is, battling with some lap traffic right now, which held him up a little, but still, I mean, that top 5's got to feel really good right now for him. After all he's been through, that's
yeah, that might take some of the sting off. That's for sure.
And, we probably won't get a chance to talk to him or anything to find out exactly what happened there, but I'm sure you kind of hit the nail right on the head there with saying that he probably come up through there, caught them rumble strips, and like you said, he had all 4 over instead of just 2, and it just threw that car all out of whack. But right now he's on a roll here, 54 seconds behind the leader. We got less than 5 minutes to go here, folks. Paul Darling in the lead, Dino Topic second, and Dexter Castro third. I'll tell you what, Paul's still putting down some good laps, though. He's keeping that 8-second buffer between him and Topic right now. He's just like using that draft there off of Rathje.
Yeah, the hard part can be, though, is when you're running that 95% and not quite 100%, that everything just feels a little bit different. You put yourself in a bad situation. So let's hope that he's relaxed but still feeling comfortable. You dial it down, and that's when you get yourself in some trouble.
That's for sure. Still hanging on 8.2 seconds, and he's got a big lead, about a 9-second, almost a 9.5-second lead over Dexter. And Dexter was up there and led 7 laps earlier. He knows what the front feels like. Wanted it back. Wasn't meant to be today. Doesn't look like it. Unless something drastically happens, it'll be a third place here for Dexter Castro. And
what's cool is...
Go ahead.
No, I was just after the after the stops have cycled through, Tim Collier has put himself atop the AM class in a good solid 6th place.
That's awesome. Just we were worried about Humberto closing up on Lundy. Now Humberto's 11 seconds behind Jason Lundy, so either Humberto has kind of just relaxed a little bit now, not worried about trying to catch up to Lundy, because there really isn't enough time left, or Lundy has really put the hammer down. I'm kind of thinking maybe Humberto's tires might be getting pretty worn out about now, because he's been out there for a long time, probably almost a full fuel run on those tires, Doug.
Yeah, and I think he was dealing with a little bit of traffic too, and even if everyone's playing nice, you still cause you to lose a little time.
Oh, sure. He's about a straightaway behind Lundy right now. And it just sounds like he's just kind of pedaling right now. He's not really like being in a big hurry, just trying to hit the marks right. He knows they got less than 2 minutes to go. No chance of a win after leading 22 laps, but still a good run for Humberto, coming back to take a top 5 today. Darling's still letting Rathje stay out ahead of him, so that's great. That's what you call good respect for a driver right there. I love it, man. That just made me become a Paul Darling fan right there.
Yeah, I've raced with him quite a bit. I recognize that 155, even though we have had they have to do the 100 digits. I believe that's been his number anyway, because I definitely have seen that number quite a bit from him. And I remember him being in the roof before the Audi came out, and he was quick. So he's quick in whatever, and he's just one of those guys that you don't have to worry about. If you're racing with him, he's going to race you well. Which is really cool, and it's really cool to see him up front here taking this. I don't want to jinx him, so I'll just say he's up front.
There you go. Topic now down to 7.8 seconds, really trying to close that gap, but I believe they're probably going to get the white flag right here, won't they? No. Nope. Not yet. He may get it on the backstretch, though. I think it goes by the timing loop, don't it?
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't shown it.
Yeah, I think it'll probably count down and go to white flag. I think this is his last lap. Yep, there it goes. There goes white flag. So this will be his last lap right here. Paul Darling with an 8.1 second lead over Dino Topic and Dexter Castro. Last lap for Paul Darling to bring it home here tonight, leading 14 laps. The most important 14, though, Doug.
Oh, yeah. And even to be, he qualified less than 4/10 off of Humberto Roca, so it's not as though he's really being gifted, even though, Roca had his problems. Darling is definitely deserving.
Roca. Something happened to Roca. He just lost 2 positions there real quick. Oh, he's coming to pit road. He was going to be short on fuel. Holy smokes. Oh, that's a tough break for him. He's going to be back in 12th. Probably lose a few more positions as well. Dang. That's a heartbreaker for him,
Yeah, just couldn't squeeze one more lap out. That's tough.
Well, a couple more turns here for Paul Darling to bring home the win here tonight for Champion Motorsports. This will do it through the chicane. And Paul giving us a wave and a A little blink of the headlights there and taking it to victory lane. Congratulations to Paul Darling for the win here tonight.
He's got to be very excited about that.
Oh, yeah. I would be, man. I'll tell you what. He drove his heart out to get there where he was at tonight. There's just no doubt, man. He really put on a good show. Well, let's see if we can't get down here and talk to these guys real quick before they all get out of here.
I want to, if you could, let's see 5th place coming around here, the 211 of Tim Collier.
Okay, I'm on him.
He's going to come in 5th place overall after starting 12th, and he's going to bring home the AM win.
Well,
that is something. Yeah, that is really something.
Yes, sir, he'll be coming to take the checkered flag right here, and that'll be his win. So, well, you'll have to give me the numbers of the guys that we need to talk to. I know we want to talk to Paul Darling and Tim Collier, and then who would be the next one?
We're looking for the 346 of Peter Hebron.
Hebron, okay. All right. Let's get down here and we'll talk to Paul Darling first. Paul Darling, do you have a copy, sir?
Yes, I do, Rudy. Just driving on the track, though.
Well, congratulations on your victory here today. Congratulations on your victory here today, buddy. And can you tell us about some of the strategies that you played out there to get to the point here? I know you were pretty much in second place all day long. You had a great car. You hung there with Humberto for the longest time until he spun. But tell us about some of the racing that you had out there to get to victory lane.
It's actually a pretty quiet race for me. As you said, Humberto kind of rocketed away, as he usually does. And I was just hanging back in second. And I'm still not sure what happened to him, but next thing I know, everyone's up in position, and that's that.
Well, pit strategies fell just the way you wanted to. We were watching there, you and I think it was Dino Topich coming on pit road together there with Jason Lundy, and you guys got out ahead of those guys and never looked back. So congratulations on your win here today, Paul. Anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to?
I definitely want to give a shout out to my teammate Max Wynn. Keeps being hampered by these iRacing glitches that don't allow him to take the start. Really hoping to see him back in the next few races.
All right, buddy. Well, congrats again, and thanks for talking with us. We'll move on to, I believe it's the, see, who was that? Tim Collier. You got a copy? Did he leave the room? Tim Collier, do you have a copy? I guess he's not answering, Doug. Tim Collier, do you have a copy? Well, anyhow, congratulations to Tim Collier for winning his part of the race there, and we'll move on to, I believe it is the number 346 there, Peter Hebron. Do you have a copy?
I can hear you.
Well, Peter, you win your class today. Tell me about your racing.
Started off really tough with Simon, but so he spun out just before his pit stop, and I basically led from there on.
Well, it was a pretty good race out there. You kept your car clean all day, had good pit stops and everything. Did everything fall just the way you felt? And did you feel like you did the best you could to try to bring that into your class win today?
I couldn't have done much better. Thanks.
Oh, true. But I mean, you did a good job. 16th place overall, but I believe that's where you finished. And top of your class, so congrats to you. And anybody you want to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank Jason for a great setup. And I'd like to thank the dog for not jumping on me in every pit stop.
All right, Peter, thanks for talking with us there, brother. Congrats. Go celebrate your win there of your part of the race there. So we'll talk to you soon then, bud. Thanks.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Dang, I don't know these guys good enough, Doug. If I knew him a little better, I'd know what more to say to him. But I'm kind of like at a loss here. Anyhow, let's run down through the results here real quick. Okay, starting, let's see, Victor, how come I didn't have his number? I know I had his number in there. Anyhow, Paul Darling coming home the winner here tonight. Dino Topic in second, Dexter Castro third, Jason Lundy fourth, Tim Collier winning his class of the race there, the second class, but he wouldn't answer on the radio, so but he wins his class of the race. Sixth place goes to Eduardo Beninca. Seventh place is Robert Tarbox. Good run for him. Victor Tanaka in eighth. James Stacy ninth. And Curtis Palshon in 10th place. Doug?
Yeah, and then down 11th, we've got Alex Bilal, Ryan Bird, Humberto Roca, like you said, coming in 13th after having to stop for fuel there at the end. Kind of a heartbreaker. Kurt Poulter in there in the 222 car coming in 14th. Then your class winner, your Ebron, coming in 15th. Tom Rathjay 16th. And Jarrett Lawson being shown as the last car on the lead lap. Then we go Chris Hudson, Simon Goodwin in the gent class, and Anthony James there in 20th.
All right, Miguel Antonio Crudo in 21st. Drew Litkia in 22nd. Jay Dargert in 23rd. Paul Hamilton 24th. Jay Friels in 25th. Kyle Heron 26th. David Slee 27th. Fred McIntosh 28th. Rick Smith in 29th. And Miguel Acrudo in 30th. Michael Deo in 31st. Matt Quinn 32nd. And Leandro Schmidt in 33rd, last one out there racing. So, well, but congratulations here. We'll give our congratulations to the winner here tonight, Paul Darling, for grabbing the win. And thanks for watching, folks. Doug, thank you for helping. Appreciate that. And people, please subscribe to MaxSpeedTV. And we'll be back tomorrow night for another race right here on MaxSpeedTV. Till then, stay safe and have a good night.